Good afternoon. I declare this degree congregation and award ceremony open. Please be seated. It is wonderful to see you all here today as we celebrate the achievements of this graduating cohort. We are very proud of all that they have achieved. I am Professor Rachel Cragg, the University's Senior Pro-Vice-Chancellor, and I will be your Master of Ceremonies for today. I am joined on stage by a number of colleagues. At the centre is Professor Nick Braisby, the University's Vice-Chancellor, and to his right is Jay Blades, MBE, the University Chancellor. Closer to me, we have Karen Satterford, a member of our University Council, Ian Harper, a member of our University Executive Team, and Pro-Chancellor and Chair of Council, Maggie Galliers, CBE. At the end of the row, we have Brandon Tester from the Students' Union, Professor Ricardo Kine, Head of School for Health and Social Care Professions, Professor Damien Page, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, and the Countess Howe, who will be receiving an honorary doctorate later in the ceremony. The remaining members of the platform party are members of staff from the School of Health and Social Care Professions. Now, we want this to be a family celebration and recognise that sometimes it can get a little hard going for some of the younger members of our audience. Parents and carers, please do not worry if your youngsters choose to join in. After all, they are our students of the future. I would now like to invite Jay Blades, Chancellor of the University, to say a few words of welcome to welcome you to this degree congregation and award ceremony.
God blimey, we've got a quiet bunch here, haven't we? Eh? Apart from that little baby up there, which is absolutely good. Just keep her crying, or keep him crying. You've done an introduction to me, and I didn't get a round of applause. I feel a little bit lonely up there. That's better. Good on you. So, I'm going to give out this little bit of a speech. Here we go. And I don't normally do this. I don't normally write down stuff because I'm not great at reading, even though the university helped me find out I was dyslexic at about 31, but I still don't read that well. So, how are you guys all doing? Everybody all right? Let's go again. How are you guys doing? You all right? That's more like it, a lively bunch. And I must say, I saw you guys when I was outside trying to take some phone calls and what have you. You're a good-looking bunch. A lot of you have made a decent effort. You should congratulate yourself. Cool, blimey. And I love it when you look good because it means you're celebrating with your family and all that good stuff. But I just want to say congratulations to everybody, not just the students that are here, but also the family members that have supported the people whilst they're graduating. So give yourselves a round of applause, first and foremost. Now today, as some people would say, it's all about the ending, but it isn't really about the ending. You guys are the true soldiers of 2023. You've studied during COVID, and at the end of the day, this is really just the beginning. Because you've shown how tough you are studying through COVID, it's a case of when you go out into the big wide world, you're actually going to change the world. So do you guys believe that you're going to change the world first and foremost? Wow, this is your tutors up there. That didn't sound convincing at all. All right, I'll ask the question. Imagine I didn't ask that question. All right, there we go. So do you guys think you can change the world? God blimey, that's still a little low. I want it louder than that. You are Bucks. You are from BNU. You're the class of 2023. You survived COVID, and you're here. So do you think you can change the world? Well, that is more like it. So we need you to go out there and change the world. And as I've said before, this is just the beginning. The world is ever changing, and you guys are in social care, so that means you're going to be dealing with some of the most vulnerable and difficult people in our society. And what that means is we need to change things around from the way they are. And because you guys have studied and you have a heart and you care and you want there to be a difference, I believe you are going to change the world. So thank you for studying with us. And as we all know, the world is changing him. Some of the people are dealing with social media and the effects of social media we haven't seen as of yet. Mental health is through the roof. Poverty is through the roof, cost of living crisis, you name it. It seems that the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. But you guys are going to have to be dealing with some members of our society that the world changes for them, but not for the better. It changes for the worse. So thank you, first and foremost, for studying what you've studied and actually going out there and supporting people. All right, I'm almost over. Remember to be fearless if you can. Remember to be fearless in what you're actually achieving out there. Some people are going to tell you to do it differently, but I recommend you do it the way that your gut is telling you to do it. If you feel something's right, make sure you do it. With regards to how BNU has supported you over the years, it's a case of use that same courageousness, courage and fearlessness to actually go forward. I'll give you a little bit of a scenario where my daughter, she was about 6 years old, and she came to my house and she had this picture and she said to me, "Dad, put this on the fridge." And I was like, okay. And to me, the picture just looked like a scribble. I don't know if any of you got little kids and they come home and they're really proud as punch with this picture, and all I saw as an adult was a scribble. So I asked my daughter, "What's in that picture?" And she said to me, "Well, there's you, there's mummy, there's a dog, there's the sea, the sun, and there's a bird flying." I think she even said there was an aeroplane in there. So I said, "All right, no problem." I stuck it on the fridge. A week and a half later, I decided to test my daughter again. And what I asked her was, "What's in that picture?" And then she said, "There's you, there's mummy, there's a sea, there's an airplane, there's the sun, there's everything exactly the same as she did a week ago." So what I did is I tested her again. I waited for 6 weeks now. This picture is still on the fridge door. So I said to her, "What's in that picture?" And what she did, she explained everything exactly the same. Everything. And the one thing that I'm trying to get across to you guys is this. My daughter showed me one thing as an adult, that what happens is you lose that creativity, you lose that kind of spark in life that allows you to dream and to imagine something that most people won't see it. But reality is she saw what she saw in that, and she could recite it after, let's say 2 months after, and me as an adult, all I saw was just a scribble. So please, students, do not lose that creativity. Make sure you take a piece of my daughter, whose name is Zola. Make sure you take a piece of what she taught me. Always follow your dreams. Always see the vision. And then I'm going to come to another saying or a little quote I've got, and that will be at the end. You should always be a bumblebee. And it will make sense in a minute. You've also got to be the guiding light. You've got to be the guiding light for others. As you're in social care, you know that you're going to have to be the beacon that some people look up to, whether that's the people you're working with, or it could be family members, it could be people in your community. You have to be that, plain and simple. You've studied a course, that means you are the guiding light. And you also join a long line of alumni that has achieved something, such as myself. I think I've achieved something. And Nick, I've done not too bad. A geezer from Hackney. No, it's single parent and all that stuff, dyslexic, discovered it when I was 31, and here I am, a chancellor of this university that I went to. That's unbelievable. Thank you. Yeah, you can clap. Thank you. So, remember I said bumblebee. So I'm going to give you this quote, and there's some young ones in the room, so I'm going to change the word to a more pleasant word. So, a bumblebee will never waste its time trying to convince a fly that poo, let me go again, because she brought it up to me. You did bring it up to me, didn't she? And she said to me, "No, you're saying it the wrong way around, Jay." All right, here we go. A bumblebee will never waste its time trying to convince a fly that honey tastes better than poo. Let me explain it to you again. A bumblebee will never waste its time trying to convince a fly that honey tastes better than poo. So the reality is this. In your life, when you go out there, there's going to be a load of flies around you who are trying to get you off your path. But remember, you are a bumblebee. What you're sitting on, what the certificate you're going to hold is sitting sweet in honey. The lecturers and the professors that you've got back here, they are bumblebees 100%. Now, none of them muck around with the flies. So, just a show of hands, how many people of the class of 2023, Bucks, New Uni, are bumblebees? If you ain't got your hand up, you're a fly. All right, that's me done and dusted. Enjoy the ceremony.
Thank you, Jay. It's now my great pleasure to introduce the University's Vice-Chancellor, Professor Nick Brosby.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Well, let me begin by offering my sincere and heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduands. Today, we are enormously proud to celebrate your achievements and offer you our very best wishes for the future. You've worked hard, you've overcome many challenges, and you have now achieved success. And you will have benefited from the support of many people in helping you reach your goals, people who've been there for you when you needed them. As Oprah Winfrey once said, lots of people want to ride with you in the limo. What you want is someone who'll take the bus with you when the limo breaks down. So, to say thank you to those who rode the bus with you, first I would like to pay a heartfelt tribute to all of the staff of the university. I know they always go the extra mile for their students, work tirelessly to support them and ensure their success, and they have risen superbly to the task. So can I ask you all now, please, to join me in sincerely thanking the staff of the university. Thank you. But you could not have succeeded either without the support of your friends, your family, and your loved ones. So, without losing your hats, because you'll need those in a moment, can I please ask all the graduands to stand up? Well done. To turn around and identify those in the audience whose love and support has helped you succeed. Give them a huge cheer and a round of applause. Well, that was very good, but you haven't broken the noisometer. So should we go for it one more time and give your loved ones all the noise you can make to fill this auditorium? Okay, thank you very much. Please have a seat. Now, in the past week, the Prime Minister issued a press release criticising so-called rip-off university degrees. So I want to explain why your degree, on the contrary, is so valued right across the world. UK universities educate nearly 3 million students annually, creating around 4,500 new startup or spin-off companies every year and generating over £95 billion in output for the economy. International students alone contribute more than £40 billion annually to the UK. And UK higher education is greatly admired throughout the world. It has very high levels of student satisfaction and is widely copied as a model for other countries' higher education systems. And sadly, UK universities have had to produce this success with ever-reducing financial support. The fee cap of £9,250 has not kept pace with inflation and is now worth just £6,000 in real terms. Yet the government's own figures reveal that a university education delivers extremely valuable benefits. Graduates enjoy higher earnings throughout their lives, on average 19% more for men and 24% more for women. Of course, the economic value of a degree is not the only benefit of higher education. For society, higher education produces more employment, more political stability, less crime, and greater social cohesion. And the individual benefits are considerable too. Graduates are more likely to vote, to volunteer, and have better mental health than non-graduates. As graduates, you'll be physically healthier than non-graduates too, and more satisfied with your lives. You'll be more tolerant and trusting of others. And if you have children, they will be better educated. Now, research has also shown, if you can believe it, that apparently you will smoke less than non-graduates. I'm not sure I believe that. And apparently, You will drink less than non-graduates. Definitely not today. So, of course, you will earn more than non-graduates. Good news. You will live longer than non-graduates. Very good news. It means you'll have to pay more income tax. So at least Jeremy Hunt will be happy with you. Now, the university always strives to address the contemporary challenges of our society. As Martin Luther King has said, our ultimate measure is not where we stand in moments of comfort and convenience, but where we stand at times of challenge and controversy. And our society faces many challenges, not least environmental sustainability. But perhaps most difficult is the challenge posed by continuing and often increasing inequality. It's arguably the defining challenge of our time. 20 years ago, the 15-year-old Irish traveller, Johnny Delaney, was brutally murdered. He was, by all accounts, a quiet, polite boy and very well liked. He loved his dogs, he loved telling jokes and swimming. His head teachers described him as a lovely boy. But he faced regular racist taunts, often being called a gypsy in derogatory terms, something which he hated. It used to break his heart, said his best friend. And just days before his 16th birthday, he was attacked and killed by a group of youths, 3 of whom were released without charge, and 2 faced trial. And despite one of his assailants shouting that Johnny deserved to be attacked because he was a gypsy, this racist murder was judged to be manslaughter. The judge declared it not to be a racist incident at all, and his assailants received sentences of just 4.5 years. 75 years ago, the HMT Empire Windrush voyaged from Kingston, Jamaica, to Tilbury in Essex. The Windrush generation arrived in Britain with great hopes of the mother country, eager to build a better life for themselves and to make a meaningful and lasting contribution to Britain. Many men, like Dossie Forbes, who settled and worked in High Wycombe, had to accept work far below their level of qualification. And for women, like High Wycombe's Effie Johnson, the nursing profession provided opportunities, enabling her to give vital support to the NHS. But as we all know, the Windrush generation also experienced widespread racism, discrimination, and prejudice. Far from the dream they were promised, some likened their experience to slavery, and others described being verbally and physically attacked. Indeed, victims of the Windrush scandal endured forced detention, a loss of employment, housing, and livelihoods, were sometimes forcibly separated from their families, and often endured lasting negative impacts on their mental health. But if inequality, illustrated by these differing examples of racism, is the challenge of our day, then there are, I believe, genuine grounds for optimism and hope. The Windrush generation began the work of creating Britain as a truly multicultural society, something of which we should all rightly be proud. Dossie and Effie, for example, made lasting contributions to their communities in High Wycombe and Buckinghamshire. Some, like Sam King, a passenger on that fated voyage in 1948, used humour to combat prejudice. He recalled being greeted with a heckle from a resentful white worker who yelled, "Send them back." Well, King's quick-witted reply was, "I'm all in favour of sending them back, as long as you start with the Mayflower." That, of course, being the ship which took English settlers to North America in 1620. And Sam King went on to become the so-called Mr. Windrush. He went on to earn an MBE and became the first black mayor of the borough of Southwark, the only black mayor in London at the time. He established the Windrush Foundation, which aims to preserve the memories of the Windrush generation and campaigned for the West Indian community. And he also helped found the West Indian Gazette, the first British newspaper written specifically for a black readership. And 15 years ago, Gypsy, Roma, and Traveller History Month was at long last inaugurated in an attempt to raise awareness of the GRT communities and tackle the dreadful prejudice and discrimination they face. Now, the challenge, of course, remains, even though it is perhaps diminished. Although it was 30 years ago that the young black teenager Stephen Lawrence was brutally murdered, today only 2 of the 6 people identified as his murderers have been brought to justice, a pain felt keenly by his family, community, and beyond. And members of the Gypsy, Roma, and traveller communities continue to experience the worst health, education, and employment outcomes of any group in our society. So while these anniversaries remind us of what more we must do to eliminate racism and dismantle the conditions which make it possible, they also serve to kindle optimism and hope that collectively we can make positive change. And for me, as a university leader, addressing these deep inequalities is not some woke obsession, but a requirement for universities. Ensuring everyone develops to their fullest potential means that universities will be able to do even more to address society's most serious and pressing challenges. Now, in the past year, the university has done much to tackle inequality. The support we offered our students through the cost of living crisis earned the university and our Students' Union national recognition, the What Uni Student Choice Awards, declaring our work to be the best of all UK universities. We launched our new strategy, Thrive 28, placing at its heart inclusivity, civic and community engagement, sustainability, and health and well-being. We've partnered with local charities like SV2G to work together to improve the lives of Buckinghamshire's ethnic minority communities. We created and adopted a new definition of Islamophobia, building on our previous adoption of definitions of anti-Semitism and of anti-Gypsyism and anti-Roma discrimination. We've opened the doors of the university's campuses to support health and social care initiatives in our communities. We joined the University Mental Health Charter Programme, and we became a founding member of the Nature Positive Universities Network. And we extended to schools our pioneering work to support the Gypsy, Traveller, Roma, Showman, and Boater communities in higher education, work which has since seen many other universities and schools follow our lead in improving the support they offer members of these marginalised groups. And alongside this vital work, the university continued to enjoy much other success. BNU was awarded the maximum amount of £5.8 million by the Office for Students to develop new courses in health, computing, and engineering. The university celebrated great success in the National Student Survey, achieving our highest ever performance of 5th best satisfaction in the UK. And the National Postgraduate Research Experience Survey found that research students at BNU have the highest satisfaction of any UK university for the quality of their research supervision. We've also acquired the long-term lease of High Wycombe's historic Brunel engine shed, and this year we've created 2 new academic schools, the School of Engineering and the Built Environment, and the Missenden Abbey International Hotel and Hospitality School. Now, this year too, the School of Health and Social Care Professions has achieved many notable successes. The school began the year under a new name and structure, which has added a new focus on the allied health professions as well as existing strengths such as social work. The school has successfully created new programs, including a new master's degree in diagnostic radiography, becoming the first of its kind in the Buckinghamshire, Berkshire, and Oxfordshire region. And the school is now busy creating other programs, such as a new degree in occupational therapy. This year, too, saw the creation of the Buckinghamshire Community Wellbeing Hub at the university's Aylesbury campus, one of the UK's first co-working spaces dedicated to health and wellbeing professionals. The hub forms an important part of the university's contribution to the nationwide structure of integrated care systems. Created in partnership between the university and Buckinghamshire Health and Social Care Academy, we were delighted that Countess Howe, His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Buckinghamshire, was able to cut the ribbon. £3.6 million of the university's award from the Office for Students is being used this year to create a health and social care hub at the university's High Wycombe campus, incorporating simulated practice facilities, This will be a technology-enabled environment, delivering innovative teaching on allied health programs following the successful delivery of our new paramedic science and physiotherapy programs. And finally, the school has played a major role in the creation of the university's practice learning hub. Now, Sam King and so many of the Windrush generation rose to overcome their challenges, and universities will do the same. But I say to you all, graduates and guests, friends and supporters, universities need your help. Never in my lifetime have I known so many prominent voices express such hostility and disdain toward the values of higher education, the very values which have enabled you to earn your degree. This discourse can only serve falsely to erode confidence in our public universities and threaten to undermine the good work that we do. The university's governing body, our council, and all the university's staff work tirelessly on behalf of you all, aiming to enrich society by adding to the stock of human knowledge and experience and enabling our students to reach their full potential. So I respectfully ask that when you hear unfair criticism of UK universities, please challenge it. Tell people of some of the wonderful things happening every day in our universities. And I hope you will, of course, support this university by continuing to engage with us and our work. So, to our graduands, I hope that in the next stage of your journeys, you will go forward with a deep sense of optimism, that the challenges you will face can indeed be tackled and overcome. It will take hard work and determination. But one thing is sure, you can be confident that you have the knowledge, the skills, and the understanding to rise to these challenges and defend the values that have enabled you to succeed. And as the Dalai Lama has said, with realization of one's own potential and self-confidence in one's ability, one can build a better world. The university will continue to enjoy many successes in the years to come, and we will always strive to do the right thing by our students, our staff, and our communities. And as we rise to our challenges, you can be sure that you have every warm wish, support, and encouragement from this university in meeting the challenges you face. Your involvement with the university does not stop. You are members of the BNU family, and we hope you will remain active in our alumni association and consider coming back to study with us once again. So it only remains for me to offer you once more my sincerest and most heartfelt congratulations. Very, very well done.
Thank you, Nick. We have now arrived at the part of the ceremony that you've been waiting for, where we confer awards on our graduating students. In a moment, you will walk across the stage to be congratulated by the Chancellor and Vice-Chancellor. And whilst you do that, the audience will hopefully clap and cheer as loud as they can to celebrate your successes. The Head of School for Health and Social Care Professions, Professor Ricardo Kine, will now present the graduating students from that school.
Vice-Chancellor and Chancellor, I present to you, in persons here today and those graduating in absentia, to be admitted to degrees of Master of Science, Postgraduate Diploma, Postgraduate Certificate, Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Science, Foundation Degree Arts, Diploma of Higher Education, and Certificate of Higher Education. For the Master of Science of Advanced Clinical Practitioner Degree Apprenticeship, Benjamin Latif Basali. Pippa Michelle Douglas. Judy Ann Juada. Sandhya Kelsey. Kirsty Hazel Renison. Helen Louise Say. Helen May Williams. For the Master of Science, Child Protection and Adult Safeguarding, Sharice Allen. Dawn Bailey. Hamtiaz Begum. Nima Elizabeth Benny. Natalie Brown. Memory Chenguzo. Olushola Fekalujo. Annie Nakila James. Amara Canwell. Miriam Essie Ekpenny Kapomi. Mandy Park. Florence James Taleko. Melissa Joanne Squibb. Asha Vazakuja Thankachan. Virginia Wilkinson. For the Master of Science and Physician's Associate, Rubina Akhtar. Shahida Bernard. Alina Nasser. Zenzili Nikubi. Imelda Ohaka. Andrea Pardy. For the Master of Science in Physiotherapy, Angelica Barnes. Katie Jade Belson. Seren Cook. Also awarded a school prize for best performance in a project dissertation, James Goodwin. Chantal Jansen van Vuren. Joe Jeffries. Octavia Magdalena Lamandowska. Aaron Marshall. Carolyn Parfit. Crystal Shelley. Keegan Paolo Smith. Sophie Joanne Tucson. Sean Leroy Williamson. Joshua Luke Thomas Wilford. The Master of Science in Social Work, Petronella Dandu. Francesca Dangelis. Teo Femi Fua. Eugene Narty. Hannah Newton. Jacinta Njoki Njambi. For the postgraduate diploma in social work, Anita Agre. Seema Ahmed. Alice Delta Weremu Allen. Sophia Arif. Halima Farid. Verity Harper. Claire Hurren-Jones. Sasha Morgan. Adam Osmond. Anjali Singhal. Sarah White. For the postgraduate diploma in Specialist Community Public Health Nursing, Mariam Nwegu. Leah O'Leary. Joanna Louise Romeo. Jennifer Warts. For the postgraduate diploma in Specialist Practitioner Qualification District Nursing, Sophie Adams. Hussein Bilal. Hannah Marie Fulton. Deborah Heron. Tian Morgan Hopp. Charlotte Moore. Jennifer Lynn Noble. Alice Rigby. Claire Stewart. This concludes the first half of the presentation of awards.
Thank you. Congratulations to everyone who has crossed the stage so far to become a BNU graduate. And if you have not yet had your moment to cross the stage, please just wait one moment. We're going to pause the Student Awards for a moment to present our Honorary Award, and I'm pleased to invite Professor Damien Page to introduce this year's recipient.
Countess Howe was brought up in Buckinghamshire and educated at Headington School, Oxford. She then moved away to complete a B.Ed honours degree at Cambridge and then commenced her early teaching career in Newmarket, then London. She married Frederick Curzon in 1983, who shortly thereafter inherited the title Earl Howe, which led the couple to move back to Buckinghamshire to run the family estate in Penn and bring up their family of 4 children. Lady Howe involved herself in local schools as a governor and a volunteer music teacher, and immersed herself in the work of a range of local charities. She was appointed a Deputy Lieutenant of Buckinghamshire in 1995 and had the honour of serving as High Sheriff for the year 2010 to 11. An advocate for Buckinghamshire, Lady Howe is embedded in community life. She's involved herself in school governorships and many local charities, including being President of Buckinghamshire and Milton Keynes Association of Local Councils, President of the Epilepsy Society, Chair of the Heart of Bucks Community Foundation, and patron of Milton Keynes Islamic Art, Heritage and Culture. She was appointed to the role of His Majesty's Lord Lieutenant of Buckinghamshire in June 2020. In taking on the role of Lord Lieutenant, Lady Howe is the first ever woman to hold the office in Buckinghamshire. Lady Howe supports the monarch in celebrating Buckinghamshire, its businesses and charitable organisations, its history and culture. Her role provides a focal point for encouraging a sense of community in the county, promoting voluntary activity and recognising, commending, connecting, communicating and thanking all who contribute. As the only public university in Buckinghamshire, Buckinghamshire New University is proud to honour the Countess Howe and looks forward to further strengthening the role of the university as an anchor institution. Vice-Chancellor and Chancellor, I'm delighted to present to you the Countess Howe for the award of Honorary Doctor of the University.
thank you very much for that introduction and for the privilege of receiving an honorary doctorate from this illustrious and highly respected university. A university which champions students from so many diverse communities and opens doors to a vibrant and exciting world of work. A university which is investing in its community to give the best possible opportunities to its students and the best possible teaching environment for teaching and learning. And most importantly, a university which is reaching out into the heart of the community to foster partnerships and develop collaborative ways of working. So you've heard that I am the first female Lord Lieutenant of Buckinghamshire, and you may rightly say to yourselves, who is the Lord Lieutenant? And why am I styled Lord Lieutenant when clearly I am a woman? Lieutenants were first created by King Henry VIII in 1545 to muster the county army for the defence of the realm. And the lieutenant's role was quite literally to stand in for the king, in the battlefield and elsewhere. A lieutenant was effectively an unpaid recruiting sergeant for the king, and he played a major part in keeping law and order by both appointing and managing magistrates. Given that these lieutenants were exclusively male, and that they were almost always members of the nobility, they were referred to as Lord's Lieutenant. And so the title has continued today. And there are actually 97 Lord Lieutenants in the country, of which there are now about 30 women. So we're beginning to blaze a trail. We remain unpaid. It is very much a voluntary role, and one which I am discovering is full of rewards. For you today, graduates, you have reached a real milestone in your lives. For many of you, this may be the first time anyone in your family has gained a degree. For some of you, to study for a degree has been a decision that you've made later on in your life. But for all of you, this is a huge cause for celebration. You will have had a disrupted course because of the pandemic, and so it is particularly good that you are here receiving your prestigious degree this afternoon. You may people here say to you, the world is your oyster. Well, it is, but it can seem like a somewhat bewildering oyster, where making the right choices can seem somewhat difficult, and making the best choices can be very hard. Your degree and the time you've spent at BNU will have set you up much better to prepare to cope for life and what it has in store for you. Success in life, of course, comes in many forms. We, each of us, define it in our own way, depending on what is most important to us. But I know from my experience that one aspect of success includes the satisfaction that you get when you give of yourself, giving your time, your skills, your kindness to help others who have been less fortunate. And as Lord Lieutenant, it's very much my role to support, encourage, recognize and thank people whom I meet on behalf of His Majesty. And I first met your Chancellor, J. Blades, some years ago when he founded a wonderful charity here in High Wycombe called Out of the Dark. It provided education and support to young people who had fallen foul of the school system and who needed direction in their lives. He taught them the skills needed to restore reclaimed furniture. He gave them a structure to their days. He believed in them. He gave them the benefit of his wide-ranging experience and ultimately inspired them to choose a life outside of crime. We are so honored to have him here today. Okay. And I think this story illustrates how uplifting it can be to discover what is going on in the charitable sector and to see the difference which we can be made to people's lives and to the people who give their time and help others. I place a huge importance on volunteering. It is a fast track to finding the most wonderful friends, an opportunity to become involved in the community and to feel part of a much larger family, a chance to gain new skills and develop confidence, and having a feeling of making a significant difference to others. And finally, most importantly, to have fun. I should add that you do not need to have either money or possessions to give of your time and expertise to charity. Neither does it cost you anything to have a ready smile or to be unfailingly courteous. Both attributes will give you a big advantage over aspiring contenders and give the recipients a warm feeling of being appreciated. Volunteering undoubtedly gives us the opportunity to find purpose and happiness in helping others. So my closing message to all of you graduates is to say a heartfelt congratulations to you all. You should feel justifiably proud of your achievement, and your guests can bask in your reflected glory. Go out into the world, confident to make good decisions, and in the words of Roy T. Bennett, believe in yourself. You are braver than you think, more talented than you know, and capable of more than you imagine. I wish each and every one of you success in your new or continuing careers.
Congratulations, Countess Howe. Thank you for those inspiring words. We're now going to make the award for the most inspiring tutor in the School of Health and Social Care Professions. I invite the head of school, Professor Ricardo Kine, to announce the name. When he does so, could the member of staff please come forward to receive their award?
The Most Inspiring Tutor Award is made to the academic member of staff who has motivated students to be successful in their studies. The graduating students here today have submitted nominations for the Most Inspiring Tutor, and the award is based on their recommendations. Comments made by the students about today's winner include always providing reassurance and support throughout the course. Don't think I could have completed the course without them. They're an amazing tutor, very caring, very knowledgeable, always wants the best for us. Vice-Chancellor, Chancellor, I'm pleased to present to you for the award of Most Inspiring Tutor, Kirsty Hunter.
I now return to the conferment of awards. I invite Professor Rick Kine to continue the presentation of graduating students.
For the Bachelor of Arts in Public Health, Albert Wumasi Mensah. For the Bachelor of Science in Paramedic Science, John Akid. David Dudley. Lee Kirk. The Bachelor of Science in Social Work Degree Apprenticeship, Selina Ikra Ahmed. Carol Bellchamber. Bahia Kerry Bohan. Alexandra Louise Hewitt. Ikram Mahmood Hussain. Kelly Kennedy. Emma Joanne Laws. Lisa Jane Miller. Kimberly Sue Newett. Holly Ochiltree. Harry Paul Reed. Richard Andrew Philip Sadler. Rajinder Shinmar. Yaya Mohammed Suriye. Gemma Tracy Louise Shuttleworth. Amajit Kaur Sohal. Miriam Justina Stewart. Jessica Marie Thomas. Amy Suzanne Varrell. Raymond Wing King. For the Bachelor of Science in Specialist Practitioner Qualification, Community Children's Nursing, Natalie Barker. For the Bachelor of Science in Specialist Practitioner Qualification, District Nursing, Wei King Chen. Hannah John. Sharon Lucking. Lisa Rankin. Helen Marie Rossiter. For the Foundation Degree Arts in Health and Social Care, Liliana Mongi. Abigail Asantue Adote. Olivia Beauville. Isha Lavetta Davies. Christina Motsagay. For the BA Public, I beg your pardon, the BA Honours Public Health, Christiana Coroma. For the Postgraduate Diploma in Physician's Associate, Michael Beebe. For the Master of Science in Social Work, Anne Iringal. For the Foundation Degree Arts in Social Work Care, Tijani Davies. For the Foundation Degree Arts, Health and Social Care, Sipiki Kingmare. This concludes the presentation of awards.
I'm now pleased to introduce the Buck Students' Union President, Brandon Tester, to congratulate this year's graduating students on behalf of the Students' Union.
Thank you, Rachel. As Buck Students' Union President, on behalf of my fellow Spartacle officers and the rest of the Buck Students' Union team, we offer our huge congratulations to all of you graduate today. Every one of you can take great pride in how you have risen to the challenges you've successfully faced over your time here at BNU. We know that BNU students are special because of the way in which we're able to overcome the obstacles we may face with courage, determination, and tenacity. At Buck Students' Union, we believe strongly in all BNU students getting to fully experience university life. Each of you has had opportunities to connect with people from all over the world, embracing different cultures and experiences through the breadth of Break for free opportunities offered as part of the big deal created by us, Buck Students Union. We want to take a moment to thank every student who contributed to Buck Students Union, from executive officers, charity ambassadors, volunteers, student reps, school officers, and committee members. There's quite a lot there. From learning new skills, joining in with societies, sports, competitive and recreational, joining us on nights out and being part of the BNU community. You've all created memories and friendships that we hope will last a lifetime. Over your time here at BNU, you really have made a difference and should be so proud of everything you've achieved. It's been a pleasure working amongst all of you in this theatre today. I know, along with everyone else at the Buck Students Union, that you'll continue to do incredible things and break down barriers. We're so excited to see what comes next year in your chosen careers, and you're always welcome back and visit us. It is now my great pleasure to introduce James Goodwin, who has been chosen to give the valedictorian address on behalf of all those graduating today. Thank you.
Well, I hope they didn't save the best till last. Presiding Officer, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of my fellow graduates, I give our sincere thanks to the Presiding Officer for receiving the graduates of the health and social care professions. We are proud and fortunate here to be here to celebrate the goal we have strived for since the beginning of our time and studies at BNU. We would like to thank our head of school, lecturers, dissertation supervisors, and all of the school's supporting staff for their encouragement, motivation, inspiration, and guidance, all of which have combined to enable us to be here today, and I am honored to stand here as your valedictorian for the class of 2023. I'm not much of a public speaker, but I'm getting married later this summer, so I'll thank you. I'll count this as a good chance to practice. It's actually my stag do that starts this weekend, so I think I'm more nervous about that than I am about speaking in front of all of you. I want to begin by extending my warmest congratulations to each and every one of us for reaching this incredible milestone. I stand before you today as a mature student. Although it might not seem like it, I'm just fortunate that the hat nicely covers my lack of hair. But, like many of you in this room, I understand the struggles that come with balancing the many spinning plates in our lives. It takes immense courage, determination, and resilience to pursue higher education, even more so as an adult learner. As society evolves, the opportunity for people to retrain will ever become more important. As mature students, we have juggled work, family, studies, and sacrificed so much to pursue our goals of higher education. And today we can all stand tall and proud of our achievements. One of the defining characteristics of my time at BNU has been the diversity of our cohort. Although we come from different parts of the world, we speak different languages and embrace different traditions. However, it's not just diversity of culture, but we also come from different professions, interests, and educations that make everyone in this room unique. On my course alone, big up MSc Physio. Cheers, guys. We had a mix of osteopaths, the healthcare assistants, the occupational therapists, and sports rehabbers, all with the same goal to add physiotherapy to their already broad set of skills. This is a common theme across all the other health and social care profession courses that are graduating here today. It meant that everyone who came to BNU to study as students also became teachers, and for this, I can't thank you all enough. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the incredible achievements of our university's Chancellor, Jay Blades. Not only has he been a champion of diversity and inclusion throughout his career, but he has also been an inspiration to many students who, like him, have battled with dyslexia. Disability should never be an exclusion to someone's ability to learn. Jay's personal journey with dyslexia has touched the lives of many and demonstrated the power of perseverance and determination in the face of adversity. As Chancellor, he is a driving force behind BNU's commitment to accessibility, equity, and inclusion, and is helping to create not only a flourishing and modern learning environment, but ensuring all of us here today have the right to access higher education regardless of our backgrounds. Finally, I'm nearly finished. Finally, I want to express my deepest gratitude to our family and friends, and our loved ones who have supported us along every step of the way. I also want to thank again all the staff here at BNU who have challenged us, inspired us, and guided us on this journey. And of course, I want to congratulate my fellow graduates once again and wish you all the very best in your future endeavours. Thank you.
Yeah, put me on. It's normally supposed to go over that way. Sorry, hold on. He just talked about, I had two people speak about me. It's kind of embarrassing, but really, really, really nice. So thank you for doing that. You got me a bit emotional. I thought I was back at the repair shop there. My bottom lip started going. God blimey. I'm just a guy from a working class background, and I'm up here. I've got a lady talking about me. I've got you talking about me. I feel really, really honoured. So thank you, thank you. I normally do this. No, don't clap me. No, you're going to have a chance to clap me in a minute. But I normally do this at the end. But everybody's getting celebrated and all that kind of stuff. And you did something that was really, really nice. So I want to get all the lecturers and professors, if you can stand up, please. Don't be shy. There we go. And then students, you know who these guys are. So please, don't start clapping. Whoa. Follow instructions. I haven't given them to you yet. Stand up, please. Now, personally, if it wasn't for these people that are at the back here, I don't think most of you would have graduated, in the sense of they've supported you along the way. And I know you've got one tutor that is standing out, that's got the award, but I believe all of them deserve a standing ovation from yourself. So please, let's raise the roof for them. And that, I think that's going to be me. Yeah, you can take a seat now. Nice one. Working class boy does it differently, so thank you for that acknowledgement. Thank you both. Take care.
Thank you, Jay, but also, James, thank you so much for that inspirational speech on behalf of fellow students. In my view, you've not only passed your degree, but I think you've passed your rehearsal for the wedding, so good luck with all of that as well. So, many congratulations and very well to all of you that have graduated today. You are now BNU graduates. You did it. Well done. So, having achieved your award, you now have your careers and many exciting opportunities ahead of you. We wish you every success in everything you do in the months and years ahead, and I hope that you will always carry with you fond memories of your time here at Buckinghamshire New University. So it's now time for us to plan our exit strategy. I would like to remind graduates and their guests that you are invited for refreshments and to celebrate further at the university campus. And in a moment, the platform party will process out of the theatre and followed by guests and graduates. On leaving the theatre, we encourage you to use all the available exits and please meet up with the graduates back at the campus. And as you leave the theatre, university colleagues will be on hand to direct you. But first, let's raise this roof with a final round of applause to congratulate our graduates. Let's see just how much noise you can really make. That was pretty fabulous, but I'm sure you were louder earlier. Shall we just try one more time before we go? Thank you, everybody. So, I now declare this degree congregation and award ceremony closed. If you are able, please stand until the graduation procession and all the graduates have left the auditorium. And please enjoy the rest of this very special day. Thank you.